This is Joe's nightlife. We call him Legacy, but if you go by his registered name, that is what it is. We don't like Joe. This guy is broke to lay down. We're probably going to have him sitting up. He rides, he drives. He will side pass over the mounting block or to your picnic table so that you can get on him. He is as smart as a whip. He is one of the sweetest things that you will ever mess with. And he has been my ride ever since we've had him. Poor Monet, she gets sad every time we leave. And he will be my unicorn this weekend at Wrangler's. His price is $13,000. It is absolutely not negotiable. He is a one-of-a-kind, and you're not going to find many like him. He stands 14'3", possibly still growing. He's only 3-year-old. We're going to let Kristen get up on him and walk off. I've yet to see this guy make a mistake. I've yet to see him do a thing wrong, and he's so young. First time I rode him, we took him on a trail ride. It was the Bub Myers Memorial Trail Ride, which was my dad's first cousin. And we were probably met by another 100, 150 horseback riders. Didn't faze him a bit. He rode with the group all day long. We did the craziest things on him, and you'd never know anything could possibly faze him. As you can see, he's coming up there on the dogs running at him and the golf cart. And he could care less. Here's Mr. Legacy laying down. Nice little bow for you. And on over he goes. He is so broke. He knows the coolest tricks. I watched a horse just like this at the Bowling Green sale that nearly killed his rider out by the barn go for $12,500. And I watched another one go for $9,500, and the man said, "No sale, see me outside." That one actually was gentle, but he was only registered natural racking. And this guy is registered Tennessee walking. I figure if they can go for that at a horse sale that aren't near as good as what I've got, I'm not asking enough money for him, to be honest with you, because he's a unicorn. Literally a unicorn. Here's Mr. Legacy, and we're going to have him go around the track. He's doing really good with his neck reining. He wasn't very good at it the first time I rode him, but I just noticed Kristen spun him around pretty quick and easy. So he's getting better and better with that. This guy will be guaranteed sound, no drugs, no vices, no issues, and gentle enough for almost anyone to ride. The only thing I would say is not a complete and total beginner. Mainly that's because of his age. And there are times on a trail ride, if everybody runs off from him, that you can tell he'd like to speed up. No raring, no popping, nothing stupid. But if you don't watch him, he would speed up on you to try to keep up. But we were in the very back for almost the entire day. When we weren't in the very back, we were just 2 or 3 up from it. And when I tell you, I mean, there were so many horses to go down a hill. Sometimes it would take as much as 30 minutes of just standing and waiting, because it was such a traffic jam, and we were in single file trail. And it was so hairy that one guy's horse fell on top of him going into a creek. He got hung up on some roots. And in another place, a girl's horse went down into a hole and fell over backwards on her, and she was hurt pretty bad that day. She is okay now. So that's the kind of trail ride he did that day with that many other horses, single file. It was pretty crazy. We all decided that was not going to happen again. Next time we went to the cabin, we'd actually take the marked trail and not try to create our own. So, but this guy took it like a champ. Little backing up for you, and we'll take him over the obstacle course. Oh, nothing like a good video that has training in it. Good job. Alright, this will take him over the gravel pile. And then we're going to go do my favorite part where we get to listen to the pretty gaiting. We've got a fence post down there. On the day I rode him, he rode with both gaited and quarter horses. And he could walk with either one. So he's got to walk when he's looking to go to the fire, and he's got to walk when he's just going along. So So you can ride him with anything you want to ride him with. Alright, we're going to take him to the pavement. And here comes Legacy walking down the driveway. We can all kind of see what kind of walk he does, and you can watch Kristen as she comes by me. And we're going to get him gaiting coming back the other way. He is a run and walk horse. He is not a 4-beat racking horse, but you will definitely be able to distinguish between this and a pace. Here comes the star of the show with the music. Kristen just said if you mess up his gait, you're talented. Here's Legacy being chased by the side-by-side, walking by horses that have their heads through the fence and half their bodies. That is Spot's. He is sold and leaving to his new home in December. So if she's watching, that's your horsey. And we're going to go over here and let him go through the creek. Here goes Legacy through the creek. If he ever stops on you on the trail, it is because he has to go to the bathroom. He does stop to poop. Houdini did that. My mother said, make him go. Like, nobody's going to make me walk and do that. So. He has the most beautiful headset, and it's completely and totally natural. Got silver baffles. Look at that nice neck ring. Oh, he's getting so good at it. You're not going to find one any prettier if you like a gray. More video of Legacy on the trail. And we'll get him doing some dating as we go to the next race. That butt is almost black with that silver hair. This guy's got some speed to him. He doesn't care to use it, so you'd have to ask him for it, but he's got it if you do. And he's not lazy, so he will do this all day long if that's what you want to do. We were still gaiting some when we got back to camp after, 8-9 hour ride. 27 miles. There was quite 27 miles. So. He does not pace, he does not drive. He does canter. Alright, we're going to take him to the next creek. And here goes Mr. Legacy into the second creek. And I'm going to follow her to the other side, and we're going to do a little bit of cantering. He doesn't have a button you push where he goes straight into a canter. You just speed him up, but he loves to do it going up a hill. So I'll meet her on the other side. Here's a little cantering from Mr. Legacy. Oh, he's so pretty. Right from his canter, right back down to a walk. And here he comes in his run and walk, and she's got him back in the canter. Oh, how nice. more video of Mr. Legacy on the trail doing some gaiting coming back at me. Joe's Nightlife. He's got some nice papers. He's got pusher in him, which doesn't surprise me looking at his colors. It definitely surprises me when it comes to his temperament. Those pusher horses I've had are usually pretty full of piss and vinegar. He definitely is not. Not a deadhead, because he doesn't get lazy on you. But he's not looking to do anything extra. Certainly not looking to hurt you. And he looked pretty going through the woods. Legacy is going to head back up to the barn. And we're going to meet him up there and put a harness on him. And show you how good that this guy drives. So, if you ever decide you don't want to ride, get too old, break a leg, hope you don't, you'll have something that you can drive as well. Here we are harnessing up Legacy. He stands so completely quiet while you do this. He says, "This is old hat, y'all. I can do this." He looks so fancy pulling it. I'll have more pictures of you for you guys after the weekend. I have a 3D lighted horn that will be on his head, and I have spray paint that I'm going to turn his hooves purple and bright blue. Don't know that he'll appreciate that, but and he'll have well, I guess you know those lighted tubes that you squeeze and they light up. I got a lot of those to put on him. So we're going to get him completely hooked up to the buggy and let you see him do some driving. Let you see this bridle up first. He untied himself earlier from the post and walked himself down to his pasture. He likes people so much he's not going very far. Alright, get him hooked up. And look at him going. He says, "I don't care about much of anything." What you'll catch up here is they're actually fencing right there in that corner. Two guys putting up fence. Get that. I'm going to get the cart. We're going to ride around and keep caught up with him. Okay, there we go. Oh! My bad. That was almost a really good blooper. She hit the gas before I got set down. Right by all that like it was nothing. There we go. Now you'll have a better picture. That's what the Amish call a Rolls Royce. Take you to town in style. They'll know you're somebody. Man, he's pretty. So that is our video on Legacy, or his registered name, Joe's Nightlife. Again, he is a 4-year-old registered silver dappled gray Tennessee Walker. Video of Legacy doing some driving. We're also going to get him going around the quarter-mile track. Love how he gets that head shaking. People want to know why people care if their head shake. Well, if their ears or their head get into it, they're usually a lot smoother. Behind the scenes work of these videos would be very funny to most of you. I was turned around like a contortionist in the buggy. Stephanie had to take the phone and give it back to me, or I broke my neck.
I'll be honest, Joe.
Yes, he would. Alright, I'm going to get a close-up of his feet. It was requested to show a close-up of his feet, and also to show his shoes, but we can get that here in just a minute. He has all black feet. No cracks, no bands where we've had any kind of pads on or anything like that. Let's get back to some of his feet. See how dangerous this horse is. Alright, and we'll get him up here in a minute and get him to pick up his feet so you can see his shoes. Here we have got Mr. Legacy going through the obstacle course. Since we still haven't got the obstacle course where we want it, we have just added some fun to it. We have got our tire where we have them stand up on the front 2 feet to get their pictures. So they're going to go completely up on it and go to the dumpster, lift the lid and let it drop, and then go over the gravel pile. And one of these days, I promise you, we'll get some videos on this thing. As you can hear, I have Jerry Lee getting his 5 minutes of fame, of course. Jerry. I'm hesitant to say this because I know a lot of people have bought horses from my mom and dad. And I definitely cannot tell you that I remember every single one of them. And I know I can't tell you I rode them all. But out of everything I've seen or did ride, this is by far the nicest thing that has come through this farm. Smart. He is so smart. You can show him something the first time, and you see something really scary, and where most horses would jump or curl or spin or bolt, he just stops really calmly, and he takes his nose up and he smells of it, and he just slowly goes forward. It's like, give me a second to digest it, and then I'm all good. He's so smart. He does not have a male-female preference. He doesn't have a size preference. He is the same horse for anybody and everybody. And if you've got food, that is a huge bonus. Alright, we are going to show Legacy giving feed and let you see what kind of shoes he's got on there. He's got all heels on the front, slicks on the back.
Wrong foot,
Wrong
man.
foot, buddy.
He said I was confuzzled. Get the
Feet on the
tail
back.
out of the way.
Alright, and those are matching, so we'll do this close up on this one.
I thought
He
you
says, I'm
picked up
already
your other
giving it
foot.
to you.
He said I'm directionally confused.
Pretty boy. And he has just been reset, so those are fresh.